So today I'm going to be giving you my full review on Mancera Vetiver Sensuel. So I've actually had this fragrance for quite a while. I believe Twisted Lily actually sent this to me around when it first came out, and I never did a full video on it. Sorry guys. I did feature it in some top 10 lists or whatever, and I gave them credit during that time, but I don't think I ever actually did a full review or first impressions on this one, or at least from what I could search on YouTube. Figure it would pop up if I searched my name and this, and it didn't, so I don't think I did. So I'm going to be giving you my full review on this one. I'm going to tell you how it smells, how it performs, when you can wear it, and ultimately, if I think it's worth picking up. We're a little bit late, but hey, is what it is. Let's get into it. So like a lot of Manceras, there's a good amount of notes in here, and we'll take a look at that first. Up top, lime, orange, lemon, bergamot, pepper. In the mid, orchid, mint, patchouli. In the base, vetiver, woody notes, oak moss, amber, and white musk. So there's a decent amount going on here. But you'll notice there's a good amount of top notes. And by the way, this is the upgraded presentation with the magnetic cap and also much better atomizers. That's great. Nice pressurized atomizer. Starting to get real strong smelling in here. It puts out a lot of juice, but that opening is awesome. That just makes you smile. So you get a whole bunch of that citrus, but also immediately underneath that, the vetiver. The vetiver is not shy. You wouldn't expect it to be, and it's definitely playing through here. This isn't one where you have to wait till the dry down to pick up on a little bit of vetiver. It's not one of those vetiver fragrances where it's called vetiver and it's in the note breakdown, but you hardly pick up on any of it. This is, it's vetiver to the extreme here. The way the lime, the orange, the lemon, the bergamot mix together, it's just super bright. And in combination with that, this nice green mint, which also shows up top, it really opens up with a bang here. If you're a fan of clean, fresh scents, you're going to be all over this stuff. Right off the first whiff, you're going to be hooked. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, you would know that I really enjoy vetiver in all of its different forms, and there are multiple different vetiver fragrances that I all love. Anything from a nice soapy clean Tom Ford gray vetiver to something a bit more dirty and earthy like Lalique Encre Noir Élan Extreme, which is using a smoky vetiver and then more smoke on top of that. That's really extreme, and that one's cheap as well. There's a few different ones as well that I could throw in the mix that just have completely different types of vetiver, and it's used in completely different ways with completely different notes. I just really like vetiver. And so when I saw this one released and I saw that vetiver was in the name, I was pumped because vetiver, to be real, is used in a lot of fragrances. If you look at a lot of note breakdowns in the base and sometimes in the mid, you will see vetiver. And if you haven't noticed that before, like go look at some of your favorite fragrances. A lot of them probably have vetiver. Whether or not you can pick up on it in all of those scents, that may be a different story. A lot of times it's not really that detectable. They're just using hints of it in there in the base, or maybe sometimes they're putting it there as a note and they don't use it at all. Who really knows? But having the note in the name of the fragrance really kind of gives you some confidence that, hopefully this will be vetiver centric. Along with the vetiver, you get oak moss and other woods. So it is very woody in the base as it dries down. Some of that musk starts to come through, and the musk is really on the bottom, just kind of adding a nice bed of musk, nice white musk for everything to sit on top of. You also get a little bit of the patchouli. So patchouli, vetiver, oak moss, they all kind of go hand in hand. A lot of times they are together because they work together very well. And so the patchouli is giving it even more of an earthiness. The vetiver itself here is a little bit on the earthy side, not too extreme, but when you combine that vetiver with the patchouli and the oak moss, that really takes it up a notch. But keep in mind, while this is happening, you still pick up on some of the fresh citrus and the musk. So it doesn't go down the rabbit hole of being super earthy and strong and woody and to the point where you're not going to like it. It still stays very clean and very inoffensive. And for me, that's kind of the whole idea behind this one. When I smell this, I automatically go, you know what, that is just a clean, wearable, inoffensive scent that is really hard to mess up. And what I mean by that is, it doesn't matter what you're going to, whether it be a formal event or a casual event, you can wear this and you're not going to smell out of place. Now don't get me wrong, I suppose if you're going to a college party and you're raging hard and having a good time and you're wearing Mancera Vetiver Sensuel, there would be better things that you could wear for sure, but you're not going to smell bad. There are some fragrances out there that if you were to wear it out in public, especially if you maybe don't suit the fragrance fully or if it's a situation where it's just not appropriate, you may smell bad, and that's never fun. This here basically makes it impossible to smell bad. It takes out all of the guesswork. And let's be real, with a lot of niche fragrances, you don't always get that luxury, right? When it comes to niche, it's about the artistic, creative side of things. And so those can be a bit more challenging, a bit harder to pull off. This one is not fitting into that crowd. Let's go and talk about performance here. This is an eau de parfum, like all Manceras, and also like all Manceras, they are known for being good performers. On my skin, I get on average about 8 hours or more in terms of longevity here. Projection is also pretty strong, especially if you get a bit of heat on it. Wearing it in colder weather, it will limit it a little bit, but if you're wearing it when it's just warm outside, it'll have some good projection. So it's a great performer here, especially for something that is not like super heavy and super sweet. I mean, it's citrus, vetiver, light woods, and musk, right? You don't expect something that's going to be 15 plus hours, performing like Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait or something like that. So I think, especially when you take into consideration what you'll be using this for, which is most likely a work scent, a school scent, just a safe fragrance to wear when you're going about your day-to-day, it's got plenty of performance, at least for me. It also depends on your skin and a number of things as well, but I find it to do really well for me. This could be an all-year-round signature fragrance, something that you can just pick up and wear for anything, everything, anytime. Whether you're going to do that or not, and I don't really know because it is a bit more expensive, but that's an idea. And if you do want to get this, you can get it at Twisted Lily and use my code CHAOS10 for 10% off. That will be linked down below. But yeah, signature scent worthy. If I had to think of a season for this one, first thing that comes to mind for me is spring, okay? The way the citrus opens up, giving it a nice freshness, but also you're still getting the woods in here. It just kind of reminds me of a nice blossoming spring day. You go through winter, everything freezes and dies, and you're wearing heavy tobacco vanilla scents throughout, next few months there through winter. And then once you start getting some days where it's warming up, things are thawing out, spring is starting to show up, you want something a bit fresher, and this here will kind of snap you back into that mood of wearing some brighter things while still having some depth to it to wear on a cooler day. So spring is when I think this one will be best suited for, but again, you can wear it all year round. Fall right now, you can wear it. It's going to be a good compliment getter, okay? This is not going to be something like Cedrat Boisé, for example, which is a really good compliment getter. It's not going to be something like Dior Sauvage, which is, a decent compliment getter. Sauvage does okay, I guess. It's not going to be like anything like that, okay? But it is going to be a fresh, clean scent that you can't smell bad with. So no one's going to be thinking that you smell bad, and no one's going to tell you that they smell bad. Now, that being said, the problem with something like this is that it may not compel someone to be like, "Ooh, what is that? I have to go ask him what it is. I have to tell him that he smells good because my mind is blown." This is not going to be that. And that's why fragrances like Aventus, Cedrat Boisé, even stuff like Leighton, Mancera Red Tobacco, Dior Sauvage, all of these things which really have something just kind of crazy about them, they work so well. This is soapy, fresh, and clean, and woody, okay? And it's not going to have the same effect as those others. But this is going to be able to be played a lot more safe. If you don't want to draw too much attention to yourself, but you want to smell good and have a luxury fragrance on, this right here is one of the best out there for that. I think that's going to do it for me, guys. That's my full review on Vetiver Sensuel by Mancera. Let me know what you think of this one down below. Let me know your favorite Mancera. And remember, if you want one for yourself or if you want to shop for any niche fragrance, check out Twisted Lily. It will be linked down below, and my code CHAOS10 gets you 10% off site-wide, all products, all the time, whether you're looking for a Mancera, an Amouage, a Creed, a Nasamato, Velheim Perfumeries, the list goes on. They have so many niche brands that I'm blanking on them because it's overwhelming. Check them out, browse through. You're going to be able to find what you're looking for, and most other places you can't get a discount, unlike with them when you use my code CHAOS10. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.